So these are some of the first heads that we've gotten back from, and these are the ones that are matched. Use these photographs for reference. So this is the artwork that we're using in the game. So this is like your starting point. When you decide you want to make a new character, or you're going to start with your bloodline. So this is like a base head that you would start with as a blueprint for everything else in the foundation. Okay, so we decided to use a bone-based system for our customization. So when most people think of a skeleton, they think of the far left. However, we have to use a system, even if you look at a model and you can clearly see that this is the elbow and this is the wrist, to the computer it's just a bunch of points in 3D space. So we have to tell it where joints should bend, what angle they should bend, and what they should look like. So this is a skeleton from within Maya that we're actually using for animation. And like Torvi touched on, this is we've got it separated into two parts. And on the right is the digital sculpt skeleton. So this actually only controls being able to change the physique of the character. So you can sit there and using just the bones in the forearm, make your forearm thicker or make your forearm thinner. And it's a two-step process. We actually can at any time unload one skeleton and load the other one. So we can always control the character with either one. So anytime you're making your character or you go into some kind of plastic surgery place to mess with your face or your body, it's going to change from the animation skeleton to the sculpt skeleton, and that's how you have control over changing your body. And that offers us a lot of control, because then as long as we rig, as long as we tell the computer how every costume should work, we now have this one system that can affect everything. So we can actually open up in Maya, which is the software we use, and have all 32 costumes on one character, and we can have all 32 heads, visible at once. And then with the same controls, sit there and make the nose longer on every single one of them, make the gut fatter on every single one of them. So this is a way that we can be able to make changes that are consistent across everything, and also so we can work smarter, so we don't have to actually make 32 versions of everything. So this is like a technology side, as well as being able to provide a lot of variation. And that was like the key thing whenever I was thinking of, whenever the team was thinking of things that we would want to do to the characters, we had to think, like future-proof. Like, is this going to last for 4 years? Are we going to be able to do this if we make a costume that looks like this? Are we going to, how is this going to work on the females versus the males? And so everything was like almost like a game of chess, where we had to think of the end result and what everyone's going to want to do with the character, and then figure out like technologies that will enable that to be done further down the road. So these are the base neutral models, male and female, and the slide's not high enough res, but if it was, you could see these are Ambulation brand swimwear. That's what the little logo on the corners is for. But this is so that no one can walk around naked. And I gave this to Torvi yesterday, so it's his fault that he had to show you a naked guy in his trailer. So this is like your baseline, neutral, nothing's been done, you're not fat, you're not muscular, you're not skinny. And this is kind of like where everything moves from. So this is the foundation that everything is done with. So we've for a quick rundown on how I know you guys have probably heard the term next gen, and it stands for next generation. And the industry accepted definition is that it basically means per pixel lit engine instead of per vertex lit engine. And it means that you can effectively change every single pixel on the character differently than the next, whereas before you had to affect based on the vertex, the points in space on the model. So we use right now a combination of color map, which provides what color the skin is, what color the bathing suit is, what color the sidewalk that you're walking on. That's been in games since Doom, the first one. So then we also add a normal map, and a normal map is an angle recorded as a color. And so what it does is we can make one version of the model that has super detail, all the way down to having modeled in pores on the skin, which you would never be able to actually run in the game because it's something like 8 million, 10 million triangles to make up. So then what we can do is make a version in the game that is light enough resolution that the engine can move it around. And so we've got two versions, one that's maybe 10,000 polys and one that's maybe 10 million.